Hey there, Alan Matthews here. In this video, we're going to talk about the great question of how do I play without any mistakes? Every single time I go to play this piece, I hit a clunker, there's a buzz note, I miss a string, there's something that I do that's not absolutely perfect. How do I get through a piece, even a small one, without any mistakes? And let me just say that is a pretty high bar for success. All I want is absolute perfection. How do I do that? The answer is you can't do that. For one thing, how to play without any mistakes. How do I not make mistakes? This is framed in the negative. So the focus is on mistakes, right? If you make one mistake, if this is your gauge of success or failure, this is the bar to success is 0 mistakes, then for the first thing, it's framed in the negative. So one mistake is going to make it to where you fail, right? It's also, you have to define what exactly forms a mistake, because it's also a mistake to play absolutely note perfect with beautiful tone on every single note, but to just play it flat and not musical. So we want to actually be musical and have some like emotional response to our music, right? For people hearing it to have some sort of emotional response. So just absolutely flat, note perfect, that's not perfect either. That's a mistake in itself to play that way. So there are all these different things that we do, right? We have dynamics, getting softer, getting louder. We have articulations of staccato and legato. We have all these different things. So if your level is perfection, whenever you get to that idea of whatever it is that you have as this is no mistakes, this is what I want to do, well then, if you're constantly growing, if you're actually getting better as a musician and you're learning and you're listening, well then that horizon is now moved, because then you'll have new things that you're wanting to do. You'll be challenging yourself with the different articulations and dynamics and little musical things here and there. I want this note to pop out. I want this note to not pop out. All these type of things. So it's a moving goal. So instead of seeking no mistakes, it's better to zero in and focus on specific things, because music doesn't happen a piece at a time, an entire musical piece at a time. It happens one note at a time. So all you can do perfectly is connect this note to this note, and then this note to this note. And it happens one note at a time in this way. And so you can only focus on the execution and the musicality and everything for that one note and then the next note and the way that it connects to the next note. So in your practice, instead of looking forward and say, I want it to be perfect and it's not perfect, therefore I'm failing. Instead, zero in, get more specific goals on the execution. So how am I actually playing this note? What does my hand look like? What are my tone? What is all of these things, right? Everything that goes into that, as well as the musical issues. How am I phrasing this? What am I actually saying with this musical passage? And get specific on that in your practice. Practice in such a way that you're training yourself to focus in on details and play details beautifully. Eventually, you'll connect one detail to the next, and the piece will come out, and somebody will say, you just played that perfectly. And you might not think so at that time, because you thought, well, I wanted that one passage to get louder than it did, or whatever it happens to be. Or I played that one little buzz note that nobody even noticed anyway, but I noticed, therefore I'm still failing. So as you go forward, keep a positive agenda in your practice, and whenever you judge your success, judge it from where you've come from, not to where you're going. So look back at, I used to not be able to do this, and now I can do this. Or I really got that one detail that I practiced really hard on. I got that this time, and so therefore I feel good about that. Instead of, yes, I got all those 99 things, but that one thing I missed, and therefore I'm going to beat myself up and feel like a failure. As you go forward in your practice, keep a positive agenda. Keep your success based on your successes, not your failures, looking back at where you've come from, not at the ultimate end goal that is always going to be moving. Just enjoy your practice. Practice in such a way that your overall training brings you up to a high level. Because, as they say in many special ops and military circles, we don't rise to the occasion, we sink to the level of our training. So focus in on your training on a day-to-day basis, your focus, your execution, your musicality, and judge yourself from there. You'll have a lot more successes and you'll have a lot better practice, and it will just end up sounding much better as well. All right, please subscribe to this channel. I look forward to seeing you very soon. Take care.